Welcome back. Let's do yet another beautiful lesson. Lesson number 95. I am oneself united with my creator. And one of my friend, he absolutely loves this lesson. I am oneself united with my creator. Today's idea accurately describes you as God created you. You are one within yourself and one with him. Yours is the unity of all creation. Your perfect unity makes change in you impossible. You do not accept this and you fail to realize it must be so only because you believe that you have changed yourself already. You see yourself as a ridiculous parody on God's creation, weak, vicious, ugly and sinful, miserable and beset with pain. Such is your version of yourself, self-divided into many varying parts, separate from God and tenuously held together by its erratic and capricious maker to which you pray. It does not hear your prayers, for it is deaf. It does not see the oneness in you, for it is blind. It does not understand you are the Son of God, for it is senseless and cannot understand anything. We will attempt today to be aware only of what can hear and see and makes perfect sense. We will again direct our exercises toward teaching your oneself, which is united with its creator. In patience and in hope, we try again today. The use of the first 5 minutes of every hour for practicing the idea for the day has special advantages for the stage of learning in which you are at present. It is difficult at this point in learning not to allow your mind to wander if it undertakes more extended attempts. I just love that precision for these lessons when they were scribed, and Helen got the message through Jesus, like the precision that it says this is where your mind is going to be right now, unless and until there has been a personal experience. There is no way to know that this. But look at that. Look at that precision. Like Jesus just knows where you're going to be at this point. You've done 94 lessons, where you are, and what it is going to do. Amazing, amazing. It is difficult at this point in learning not to allow your mind to wander if it undertakes more extended attempts. You have surely realized this by now. You have seen the extent of your lack of mental discipline and of your need for mind training. It is necessary that you be aware of this, for it is indeed a hindrance to your advance. Frequent and shorter practice periods have other advantages at this time. In addition to recognizing your difficulties with sustained attention, you must also have noticed that unless you are reminded of your purpose frequently, you tend to forget about it for long periods of time. You often fail to remember the shorter and more frequent applications of the idea for the day, and yet you have not yet formed the habit of using the idea as an automatic response to temptation. Structure then is necessary for you at this time, planned to include frequent reminders of your goal and regular attempts to reach it. Regularity in terms of time is not the ideal requirement for the most beneficial form of practice and salvation. It is advantageous, however, for those whose motivation is inconsistent and who remain heavily defended against learning. You will therefore keep the 5 minutes an hour practice periods for a while and urge you to omit as few as possible. Using the first 5 minutes of the hour will be particularly helpful since it imposes firmer structure. Do not, however, use your lapses from the schedule as an excuse not to return to it again as soon as you can. This is to say that don't beat yourself up if you forgot. God knows I have forgotten many, many, many times. Don't beat yourself, which is what we will do, which is exactly what we will do when we are doing something, because we take too many things very seriously. And the Course says, the Son of God forgot to laugh. So just take it light. If you forget, that's fine, absolutely fine. Go back and go to wherever you remember to pick it up from. There may well be temptation to regard the day as lost because you have already failed to do what is required. I spoke early. It's already in here. This should, however, be merely recognized as what it is: a refusal to let your mistakes be corrected and an unwillingness to try again. I just absolutely love that. I would have never seen it that way, but that is wonderful. That's a refusal to let your mistakes be corrected and an unwillingness to try again. That is what it is, it says. But honestly, we would have blamed it and said, you know what, I just got so busy, I forgot. Oh my God, the whole day is gone anyway. That's the stuff we do with everything, don't you think so? Even with eating. Like, I'm going to be really good. I'm going to really eat really good today. I've done this like a zillion times. And then the day goes by and I've eaten something that is not nutritional, that has no nutritional value, something I picked up. And I say, start tomorrow. Today's over anyway. I messed up anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and eat whatever. We do that all the time. But that is very interesting to know that this is where the training of the mind comes, to observe that little itty bitty thing that actually will go under the radar and you will never think to go there. You will never think to catch it. And so this is what it is, Jesus says, is a refusal to let your mistakes be corrected and an unwillingness to try again. And this you can apply to in any and all areas of your life. So I just wanted to mention that. The Holy Spirit is not delayed in his teaching by your mistakes. He can be held back only by your unwillingness to let them go. So even to begin with, it is your willingness that brings you here. It is your willingness that brings you to something, to some guru or some teacher or some book or some material. But it is your willingness somewhere where you say, I'm done with this, whatever this is, and you can name it whatever, and then say, I just want to be happy. I just want to be peaceful. I just want to be something to that effect. Any words you would have used, but the fact that in that moment, actually you've surrendered and you've actually allowed that which requires to come through you. Let us therefore be determined, particularly for the next week or so, to be willing to forgive ourselves for our lapses in diligence and our failures to follow the instructions for practicing the day's idea. This tolerance for weakness will enable us to overlook it rather than give it the power to delay our learning. If we give it power to do this, we are regarding it as strength and thus confusing strength with weakness. When you fail to comply with the requirements of this course, you have merely made a mistake, and that's all it is, a mistake. This calls for correction and for nothing else. To allow the mistake to continue is to make additional mistakes based on the first and reinforcing it. It is this process which must be laid aside, for it is but another way in which you would defend illusions against the truth. Let all these errors by recognizing them for what they are. They are attempts to keep you unaware, your oneself, united with your Creator, at one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. This is the truth and nothing else is true. Today we will affirm this truth again and try to reach the place in you in which there is no doubt that only this is true. Begin the practice periods with this assurance given to your mind with all the certainty that you can give. I am one self, united with my Creator, and one with every aspect of creation, and limitless in power and in peace. Whenever I talk like this, I tend to put my hand in my heart. Now, you cannot see me, I can realize that, but I'm just letting you know. Then close your eyes and tell yourself again, slowly and thoroughly, attempting to allow the meaning of the words to sink into your mind, replacing false ideas. I am one self. Repeat this several times and then attempt to feel the meaning which the words convey. You are one self, united and secure in light and joy and peace. You're God's son, one self with one creator and one goal, to bring awareness of this oneness to all minds, that true creation may extend the allness and the unity of God. Your one self, complete and healed and whole, with power to lift the veil of darkness from the world and let the light in you come through to teach the world the truth about itself. You are one self in perfect harmony with all that is and all that there will be. You're one self, the Holy Son of God, united with your brothers in the self, united with your Father in His will. Feel this one self in you and let it shine away all your illusions and your doubts. This is yourself, the Son of God Himself, sinless as its creator, with His strength within you and His love forever yours. Your one self, and it is given you to feel this self within you and to cast all your illusions out of one mind, which is the self, the holy truth in you. Do not forget today. We need your help, your little part in bringing happiness to all the world. And heaven looks to you in confidence that you will try today. Share then its surety, for it is yours. Be vigilant. Do not forget today. Now, I have not seen Jesus insist like this ever before. So this tells me that for me, it feels like this is the truth. Like it's almost like he's, like a brother, like an older brother. He's been there. So he's just like basically lovingly suggesting, and also, also, also kind of, um, how do you say that? Like, how we treat our children. You lovingly tell them, but then you also give the message, do it. This, how it is. It's almost like that, but it's beautiful. Throughout the day, do not forget your goal. Repeat today's idea as frequently as possible and understand each time you do so, someone hears the voice of hope, the stirring of the truth within his mind, the gentle rustling of the winds of peace. Your own acknowledgement you are one self, united with your Father, is a call to all the world to be at one with you. To everyone you meet today, be sure to give the promise of today's idea and tell him this: you are one self with me. United with our Creator in the self, I honor you because of what I am and what He is, who loves us both as one. The implication is that our practice would ideally flow spontaneously. This is a footnote I'm reading. And frequently from our desire for the happiness that results from practice. However, we currently lack the motivation to practice in this way, and left to our own devices would practice little or not at all. Therefore, for the time being, we need an external structure that impels us to practice regularly and frequently. As the context makes clear, we forgive ourselves for our lapses in diligence so that we can get back to our practice schedule without the delay. Heaping condemnation on ourselves for our lapses in practice just gives those lapses power so that we feel trapped in them. Instead, we could simply forgive ourselves, put the lapses behind us, and carry on with our practicing. That is so beautiful and so well said, and I am so grateful for this edition. There's nothing wrong with the Blue Book. By all means, if you have whatever you have, use it, as long as you are putting to practical use, because these are all practical, very practical, to be applied very practically in our daily lives. Hope this message resonates with you. I am one self united with the Creator. You are one self united with the Creator. I love you. I can almost feel the smile in his here, where he also talks about when we pray, when we do this practice. In this last paragraph, he says, someone hears the voice of hope, the story of the truth within his mind. All minds are joined. Somebody, thank God, did something. I aligned somewhere with the light, thank God. And that brought me to this, I held on to that wings of peace. So whatever you do, please don't think that you're not doing anything. You're doing something. Even just merely praying for somebody or blessing somebody, blessing yourself. Why somebody else? Bless yourself. Anything that you do is very helpful, and we need all the help that we can. Wake everybody up. Everybody is awake. And I hope all these messages resonate with you. This is your transformation. Keep practicing. Let me know what works and what is not working for you. Love your comments. I love you. Have a great day. Have a great week. Namaste.